I would say the sustainability manager is a mediator, definitely. But every great speaker is a mediator, and the message comes from perhaps herself or perhaps from somebody else or outside. But it's really a question of how you convey the meaning and the purpose and the motivation, rationale, not only of the message but the whole strategy. C-level and board typically don't go to that detailed way of communicating of that granular level. So I think the sustainability manager is really the pivoting creative force even in a big company. I mean, there might be many departments and many sustainability managers, and then there's a question of how they how they create their common way of communicating together in with their respective audiences. But I would say it's more like he or she is a performer, the sustainability manager, and it's performance, the tailoring of a message. Everybody has to understand, of course, the societal social value of ESG in all its possible dimensions, but it doesn't really go through if you kind of try to hammer it through their heads, because it kind of has to mean personally and on a smaller community level to each and everybody, whoever is involved, so that they want to do good not only for themselves but their families, their children, their neighbors, their communities. If we just say that we as a society need this, it's fine, but it's not enough for a business. But at the same time, there has to be people, and there will be, especially on C-level and in the board, who take care of the the profitability of ESG activities too, and they have to go hand in hand. So it's no use like banging your head on a wall saying that we have to do this because it's socially mandatory. But there are definitely many ways and many strategies in combining the two, the kind of the sustainability issue and the profitability. It's the empathetic state of mind that we want to promote here. But I mean, we can't really change the human nature per se, but in all those corporate settings where I've been working as either as an employee or as a vendor or as an advisor, it's gone more towards the kind of a communal win-win situation that you all want to win and feel good at the same time. It's not only a question of money or speed or results and the traditional business values, but people want to just feel that they do a good job, they feel good doing that job together, and they kind of feel that it has a purpose, and they are meaningful partners and meaningful actors and players. And I'm kind of emphasizing that actor and player role because they just you don't want them to feel that they are just bolts or nails or whatever that somebody else is using as tools, but everybody is a creative and important part of the whole. Say based on my experience on both theater stage and in UX, it definitely is so that people are more receptive and more comfortable with personalized communication, customized advice. But it's not only advice, but it's a way to spark off their own imagination, their own motivation. And I think the best way to communicate is always to, be on their side and want them to come to the right conclusion, so to say, steer like with an invisible hand, so to say, in mind. Of course, you have to have the paperwork there and your slideshows, and they need to know the framework. But the more you can kind of steer individually, the better. Of course, if you have an opportunity to do a workshop, you kind of more easily get to work them individually, even for a short period, but still, rather than just big speeches or just verbal or email communications. That's probably not going to go well.